This is Sonia, and I'm in Australia. Before I start to do this, I'm just going to say that I would like to know, or I'd like to find any more, if anybody out there knows any Australian people that do YouTube. I was just wondering if we could sort of get a few more people from Australia to join in with our lot, or like with our YouTube channels and things, if you understand. More subbies from Australia. England have got a lot of subbies over there that are in there. They're all together, so because I'm planning on doing a thing soon, and I wanted to know if I could get some more Australian people involved. It'll be for internationals as well, but I just wanted to know if anybody that is a subby to me knows anybody that's a subby that would be interested in. If you could tell me who or how to find them, I'd be really grateful, because then I could subby to them and see if they're interested in what we're going to do. So anyway, today I'm going to show you some things that I used to make before I came on here. Ruth Burr put up a video on some beading and that she'd done. I never did a lot of actual jewellery. I did a bit of, well, these again. I did a bit of, I used to make a lot of earrings and bracelets and that, but I sold those, so that's fine. There's other different sort of styles of beading and using beads that I have done, so I wanted to show you things that I have made, and then I'll do a few tutorials on bits and pieces. Okay, now this thing here is not finished yet. This is a pocket that I did. Well, it was going to be a bag, but I'm going to make it into a pocket, because I just put that edge around there, and I thought, well, I'll make it into a pocket. Now as you can see, well, I've sewed these beads on there to make the flowers, so it's mostly all beaded. The leaves, the little wisteria, is that what that is? Yeah, no, it's up, it might be lavender, it's up that way, I don't know. I honestly can't say whether I got that from a design or I did it myself. I used the actual bottom part, like this underneath, probably got that from somewhere, and then I just put my beads on there where I thought that they should go. Anyway, so that was that one there. Now you've got to bear with me, because a few of these things I haven't actually finished, but then there's a lot of them that I did. So let me see, what else can we see? Okay, well, I did beaded cross stitch. Now beaded cross stitch is actually you put a bead instead of your stitch. When you're doing cross stitch, you put a bead. You use the actual cross stitch fabric, or you can use this here. It's a stiffer one, and if you do it on that, you can cut around it and use that as a brooch or something. You could probably do the same with that. I did a couple of brooches with it. I did cards, lots of different things. But if you've ever seen a cross stitch pattern, which you probably all have, wherever your stitch is, that's where your bead will go, if you can understand. So that's how that's done. I did that many years ago. Oh, well, yeah. I did beading on a loom, bead loom. These things I taught myself because I wanted to know. So I bought myself a little loom, which I don't have anymore, but actually I might not have did this on the loom. I might have just did this by following a pattern and doing a brick stitch sort of thing. So that was one of the bracelets that I made. I did this one here that has got little flowers sitting up in the centre of it. I didn't do that on the loom. I'm sure I did that, just by brick stitch as well. And I did this sort of one, which is just basic, so it's threaded on there and just wrapped around. So that's a bracelet that I made. I did this one here that I put lots and lots of little bits on. Actually, that was one I wear myself. So I've done those. I have done these sort of cuffs that people like. Well, they do. I got a piece of what's the name, plasticky. I used it the other day to make the stamp things, Anyway, you put it in the oven and you heat it, and then it'll bend to wherever you want it to go. So, and that's the little cuff that, you know, and I just covered that with beads in different places, you know, and made that, put some little hearts on. It was quite enjoyable, but I must say it does take a long time to do. Yes, it does take a long time to do that. Okay, now, this is another one that I did, this is a bag, and it is made with sort of like a brick stitch, so you have, that's the front of it, and there's your inside there bit, and that's it there, that's the bag that I made, and then I did the beaded handle, but that I think, it took me a little while, but it was quite enjoyable. You're just sort of following a pattern, like, you know, where the bead goes next, and just go backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. It takes it takes a little while. It's quite heavy actually too, because they're all glass beads that they're made out of. Yeah. But anyway, that's that one. I think I showed you the knitted bag that I do. So this is another one where I've just beaded this little bag. I've just put beads all over him. Made a flower, which I think looks like a bit of a butterfly. Actually, I wasn't that, don't know how I'm not really keen on that part, but this one's not too bad, that one's not too bad, you know. Probably this was my first attempt, I'd say, by the look of it. Now, I'm actually in the process of making this one. So this is pretty basic. I've just stuck those flat back things on there, flowers, and then I'm just doing around it. So that's a work in progress. Now this one here I've made by using all stitches, like embroidery stitches. Okay, if I can explain that a bit better, I hope. It's done up here. I just want to undo that. So you sort of get as you're going to do your stitch, you're threading your beads into it. So I've done a feather stitch along here, or maybe, yeah, there's a zigzag one. There's, I think I did chain stitch down here, but I actually did the stitching, and these are just the straightforward ones, and that's the flowers. There's a cross stitch, like a cross stitch there. I did a little spider, he's sitting there on the corner. This is one of my bags that I've made that I don't think I would part with, because it has got an amazing amount of work on it, and it would you would never ever get another one unless I made it, I suppose. But I don't think I'd part with that somehow. It was a lot of work. It was absolutely amazing good fun, you know. I'll show you that now. I've been working on this one here, and I think I showed you that before. This is the crazy patchwork bags that I make, and that's the idea with the beaded one, only there's all beads on it. This has got gonna have trims, and it's got thread and everything on it, so it's got a long way to go yet to fill it all up. I do have some that I've made, and I don't know why I didn't get one of them to show you, that I've actually finished. But I'm working on this one, and I'm thinking about sending this to somebody. I don't know yet. I'm thinking that I can, because I love making them. It takes a long time, but a lot of work, but you can just sit down and just do whatever you want. Needle and cotton, you can do amazing things with a needle and cotton, you know. It's really nice. I think it's really nice anyway. I've used all velvet fabric or fluffy fabric, and I was going to show. Actually, I've been asked to show how to do that, so I will get to that eventually, I promise you. The only thing I've made these tiny bags, of course, you've seen those on here, and I've made them, and I've got another couple hanging up about me, but I don't think I can bother getting up there now to get those down, so I'm sorry about that, but that's just a bit of the beading that I do, that I have done, and I still, oh, hang on a minute, I forgot to show you this one. Now I do a bit with the hair pieces as well, the hair thing. So this is actually it was sort of made to go on the back like it would over your ponytail or your hair bun or something. Okay, now I'm just sort of at a loss as to what sort of thing to put it onto, because I've had it for a fair while, and I don't think I will put it onto anything, because I've noticed that now that the wire is turning black here at these sections. So what I'm going to do is just use that as a look at thing to go to if I need to come up with something to do, if you understand. I want to I'll keep that as a, this is what you can make if you feel like it. If anybody wants me to show you do that, that's pretty easy, That is really, really easy. It was amazing how easy that is. The only thing I'm concerned about is that turned black there. I don't know why that turned black. I can't. I don't think I glued it. I didn't. It's not glued. There's no glue. No, so I don't know what's to go with that. Maybe there was some reaction between the bead and the wire, but it's only done it at the where it's come there in between the wires. Maybe somebody knows the answer to that. I don't know. But anyway, that's the sort of things, that I've been doing. And of course that little one that I made to put in the, I'm down to do a tutorial on this one here that I'm doing now, because I didn't get to the market, so I forgot to tell you. I had a very bad migraine. I was very upset. I could not have possibly have went. I bought myself a new table and a new chair, and I showed you the things I was going to take, and I never got there. So I'm a bit upset about that, but I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I could not have possibly have gone down there the way I felt, and I was not happy. And to be honest with you, I've still, my head hurt until yesterday, or last night it was still hurting, so I hope today it's better, because it's been, it wasn't very nice. Now, I've also done these centres in flowers. Actually, this is only a new thing, okay? So I'm going to do a tutorial in a minute on that and show you how to make those. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll come back in a minute and show you how to do the little sequin centre. Okay, bye.